Bartee Mountainside Summer Camp, located off Roderick Road in Frederick, provides outdoor education to children of many ages.
We're members of the Maryland Association of Environmental Outdoor Educators. We are a non-formal environmental education partner, and we partner with schools throughout Montgomery County, Frederick County, private schools, who come to our facility for team building. We also do stream studies. We're teaching about renewable energy, composting, so there's a variety of sustainable practices that we're involved in here.
Right in Bartee's backyard is the north end of Bennett Creek watershed that runs 48 square miles. The importance of North Bennett Creek is it provides an ecosystem for many wildlife species. It even sheds its water into the Monocacy and Potomac River, eventually making its way to the Chesapeake Bay. So it is vital to maintain the health of the watershed. Joe Richardson, owner of Bartee Mountainside, noticed years ago that the banks of North Bennett Creek were failing.
We've been monitoring the stream health for years. We've had students come down and do macroinvertebrate studies, and we've watched the stream completely reconfigure itself. We noticed that the stream was beginning to erode badly. We were losing enormous amounts of sediment when we'd have a big storm.
Richardson was in need for some help. The Center for Watershed Protection came to the rescue with the Chesapeake and Atlantic Coastal Bays Trust Fund grant from the Maryland Department of Natural Resources, awarded $1.2 million to reshape and improve North Bennett Creek. Frederick County Office of Sustainability and Environmental Resources partnered up with the Center for Watershed Protection. The Center for Watershed Protection contracted Ecotone Inc. to complete the stream restoration that included restoring the main channel, adding meanders for better water flow, and improving two small tributaries. The county cost shared $90,000 to design the project, while the grant paid for Ecotone to complete the construction. The first phase of the project started in 2018 and was completed in 2019. Phase 2 of the project started in late fall of 2019 and finished in May of 2020. When crew members arrived on site to begin Phase 2 in late fall of 2019, they had a lot of work to do.
It was all trees down through here, and this whole place was wooded. It was still pretty wet. There were still some existing like wetland type areas. The channel kind of pretty much went down through the middle of this valley. Didn't have the meanders in it like we have now. Put in some of our temporary bridges to cross the channel. We have access roads we have to put in, which is mulch and wooden mats that helps our equipment be able to travel on top of that and avoid getting stuck. Yeah, we got these steep hills we're coming down into with equipment. It's difficult. It's wet. It's a big thing. So I was really worried about that.
A total of 3,771 linear feet of stream, which included the two tributaries, had to be corrected.
The point of this project is basically we are realigning the stream channel that used to run down through this valley, as well as cutting down floodplain banks on either side, also creating little wetland cells. The materials are all reused on site. Anything that's been cleared root wads are buried in the banks for bank protection. A lot of the other woody material is also installed in the wetland cells. Now that everything is floodplain, everything has been cut down. The idea is during high flows, the water gets out of the banks, has somewhere to disperse and spread out, which will help alleviate sediment transport downstream. A lot of the channel was, had vertical, pretty much vertical banks. Now everything's laid back. It's got more meanders in it.
In order to get the job done, Ecotone came ready with heavy equipment and a large crew.
We have excavators. They're the ones that do most of the work. They're digging the dirt, they're installing the structures. In addition to that, we have what's called track trucks, which moves the dirt. Part of what we do, some of the dirt that's getting cut here will ultimately be moved up into some different field sections and spread out across there. Here in the near future, we will have a second crew to come in which case we will have a crew in each of the tributaries probably at that point in time working.
During construction of Phase 2, a series of water pumps were installed to help transfer clean water from parts of the stream that were corrected. The final step to completing Phase 2 was the planting of trees adjacent to the creek to help mitigate excessive flooding in the wetlands. The trees were planted in late April. Now that Phase 2 is completed, the health of North Bennett Creek has improved significantly. Water can now flow into wetlands during heavy rainfall, and the amount of sediment runoff has decreased.
I'm excited that the project's done. Everything that was promised has been fulfilled. As a non-formal education partner, we're going to be studying this for the next 20 to 30 years. Hopefully, we'll be able to demonstrate that the practices we are involved in today will make huge impacts and show people how this needs to look 20 to 30 years from now.